जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। चैतन्य नित्यानंदा हरे कृष्ण गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय 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 राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय गंधर्विका गिरिधारी गौर हरि जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय अनंत देव लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय अनंत देव Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Nitya Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol. श्री गंधर्विका गिरधारी श्रीमन महाप्रभु की जय, श्री श्री गौ निताय की जय, श्री श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिंहदेव भगवान की जय, पतित पावन शिल प्रभुपाद की जय, शिल गुरुदेव की जय, गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्ठकी। Hare Krishna everybody. We welcome you all for this wonderful Sunday feast program. So I always say this, that Sunday feast program is the one program where if a person is regular, that person progress on bhakti is fixed. Because this is one day where we get opportunity to associate with devotees. Of course we have every day. Those who can come every day, it's wonderful. But at least on Sundays, when we have off from our work, then at least one day when we come together, associate with devotees, associate with Srimad Bhagavatam, associate with deities, take the association, take darshan. And a person spending a couple of hours in the Sunday feast program can fully nourish himself for facing the Maya for whole next week. So it's wonderful that all of you have taken this endeavor to come on this Sunday feast program. And this was my humble request to all of you is that please be regular on Sunday feast program, attend Sunday feast, take the association of devotee, association of Bhagavata. So we are reading from 6th canto, chapter 5th, text number 18. Please repeat after me. Aishwaram Shastram Utsrajya Bandha Mokshanudarshanam Vivikt Padam Ajnaya Kimma Satkarma Bhir Bhavet. Aishwaram Shastram Utsrajya Bandha Mokshanudarshanam Vivikt Padam Ajnaya Kimma Satkarma Bhir Bhavet. Aishwaram Shastram Utsrajya Bandha Mokshanudarshanam Vivikt Padam Ajnaya Kimma Satkarma Bhir Bhavet. Prabhuji would like to recite. Anybody? Aishwaram Shastram Utsrajya Bandha Mokshanudarshanam Vivikt Padam Ajnaya Kim asat karma bhir bhavet. Aishwaram Shastramutsrajya Bhakta Mokshanudarshanam Vivikt Padam Ajnaya Kimma Satkarma Bhir Bhavet. Mataji's. Aishwaram Shastramustrajya Bandha Mokshanudarshanam Vivik Padam Akyaya Kimma Satkarma Bhir Bhavet. Aishwaram Shastramutsrajya Bandha Mokshanudarshanam Vivik Padam Ajnaya Kimma Satkarma Bhir Bhavet. Word by word translation, please repeat after me. Aishwaram, bringing understanding of God or Krishna consciousness. Shastram, the Vedic literature. Utsrajya, giving up. Bandha, of bondage. Moksha, and of liberation. Anudarshanam, informing about the ways. Vivikt Padam, distinguishing spirit and matter. Ajnaya, not knowing. Kim asat karma bhi bhavet. What can be the use of temporary fruitive activities? Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Narad Muni had spoken of a swan. That swan is explained in this verse. The Vedic literatures, Shastras, vividly describe how to understand the Supreme Lord, the source of all material and spiritual energy. Indeed, they elaborately explain these two energies. The swan, Hamsa, is one who discriminates between matter and spirit, who accepts the essence of everything, who explains the meaning of bondage and the means of liberation. The words of scripture consist of variegated vibrations. If a foolish rascal leaves aside the studies of these Shastras to engage in temporary activities, what will be the result? Purport: the Krishna consciousness movement is very eager to present Vedic literature in the modern languages, especially Western languages such as English, French and German. The leaders of Western world, the Americans and Europeans, have become idols of modern civilization because the Western people are very sophisticated in temporary activities for the advancement of material civilization. A sane man, however, can see that all such grand activities, although perhaps very important for temporary life, have nothing to do with eternal life. The entire world is imitating the materialistic civilization of the West, and therefore the Krishna consciousness movement is very much interested in giving the Western people knowledge by translating the original Sanskrit Vedic literatures into Western languages. The word Vivikta Padam refers to the path of logical discourses concerning the aim of life. If one does not discuss that which is important in life, one is put into darkness and must struggle for existence. What then is the benefit of his advancement in the knowledge? The people of the West are seeing their students becoming hippie despite gorgeous arrangements for university education. The Krishna consciousness movement, however, is trying to convert misguided, drug-addicted students to the service of Krishna and engage them in the best welfare activities for the human society. Om Tat Sat. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurulminitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Caitanya Manobhishtam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamshta Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostude Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langayate Grim Yatkapadam Mande Shri Guru Dintarnam Paramananda Madham Shri Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Chavada Srimate Jayapataka Swami Namine Namachara Pada and Dayaka Hare Krishna. So, before I speak, I would like to accept the fact that I don't think I am very qualified to speak on the elevated matters of Srimad Bhagavatam. But since this is a seva given by the senior devotees, I just accept it for my own purification. So I request all the devotees I humbly request to all of you to pray so that I can speak whatever is in line with our glorious parampara, and I should not speak anything which is not in line with the parampara, and also anything which is not in line with parampara or anything which I speak which is not proper, I seek the forgiveness of all the devotees, and please take it as my mistake, and anything which is meaningful which we can take home, it's all the glories of Guru, Srila Prabhupada and all the glorious acharyas which we have in our parampara. So this chapter is very interesting. The chapter name is Narad Muni cursed by Prajapati Daksh. So there are many more shlokas, but I am just releasing all the suspense of this chapter, what's going to happen, but it's an interesting one. So this chapter starts with Prajapati Daksha, by the mercy of Lord Narayana. He gives basically 1,000 children are born in by the womb of his through the womb of his wife. His wife's name is Panchajani. Okay, so all these children all these sons, 1,000 sons are very, very obedient, and Prajapati Daksh, since his duty given to him by Lord Brahma is to procreate, he's to create the population of this material world. Lord Brahma orders all these sons to go and create the progeny, basically generate the population further. So these 1,000 sons of Prajapati Daksh, they go to a place near river Sindhu, where river Sindhu meets Arabian Sea. So in those days there was a holy lake named Narayan Saras. So they go on the bank of that lake and they start doing severe austerities, penances and meditation. So, but what happens is that Narad Muni passes from there and he sees that all these boys are doing so severe austerities. He gets really impressed by them and he decides that why should they get engaged in this material world, into Grasta life and facing the problems. So he decides that I will deliver them. So he goes there and he preaches them to work for the ultimate goal of life. And impressed by the wonderful preaching of Narad Muni, all these sons of Prajapati Daksha, they basically decide to go and never return back. And so Prajapati Daksh becomes very sad at this loss, but again, he decides to have 1,000 more sons, again from the womb of the same wife, Panchajani. And again he orders them to procreate. And so in earlier days it was not like that unlike today, that we enter into Grihastha life just like that. So all the young boys specifically, they were sent to either Gurukul or to forest to do austerity, and they learn to control their senses before they enter into Grihastha life. So Grihastha life is not meant for unlimited sense enjoyment. As per the Vedic knowledge, Grihastha life is only there to procreate children, not for the enjoyment as it is today. So, so that was the reason. Again, these 1,000 sons, I think first one was 10,000, I'm not sure. I think, yeah, first one was 10,000. Now he again begets 1,000 more sons. And again they go to this thing, and this is the future part of this, is not part of discussion today, but so this time again Narad Muni influences them, and they decide not to come back, and they also go further for the endeavoring for the liberation. And this makes Prajapati Daksh very upset with Narad Muni, and he curses Narad Muni that you will not be able to stay at one place, so that you don't influence anybody like this. So that's what this chapter is, and Narad Muni humbly accepts the Daksha's curse. So there is this shloka, if you actually, when Narad Muni, see, as I already told the context, so what happens is that in between, after the 10,000 sons of Prajapati Daksha are called Haryashavs. Okay, so these are the names given to all the 10,000 sons. And so the starting of the chapter is like few shlokas goes like this, that they go and and they go to that place near river Sindhu. And so in shloka number 6 to 8, it would have been already discussed few days back. So there is Narad Muni talks in a very little cryptic language. He talks a little bit in hidden language, because he is Prajapati Daksh is also his brother, no? So he doesn't want to face his brother directly, saying that why you are getting into all this Grihastha life and all that. So he talks to them in a cryptic language, little bit in a hidden language, that why you want to enter into all this. And so this thing is little interesting. So if you can make sense of it. So that's how this the shloka which we are going to discuss today is linked. That's why I'm just reading the shloka. So Narad Muni, the great sage Narad said, "My dear Haryashvas, you have not seen the extremities of the earth. There is a kingdom where only one man lives, where there is a hole from which, having entered, no one emerges. A woman there who is extremely unchaste adorns herself with various attractive dresses, and the man who lives there is her husband. In that kingdom there is rivers flowing in both the direction. A wonderful home made of 25 elements, a swan that vibrates various sounds, and an automatically revolving object made of sharp razors and thunderbolts. You have not seen all this, therefore you are inexperienced boys without advanced knowledge. How will then you create progeny?" So basically Narad Muni is trying to scare them, saying that this material world is very, very difficult. So he is saying there is a kingdom where one man lives, and then there is a hole. In that hole, whoever enters, he doesn't come out. And then there is an unchaste woman, and she wears attractive dresses. And then there is her husband lives with her. Basically, that husband is totally under the control of that woman. And in that kingdom, basically it's an island kind of thing. Both the sides rivers are flowing, so which indirectly means there is no escape. Then there is a home which is made up of 25 elements. So this material world which is made up of 25 elements. And then there is a swan which vibrates various. Swan is, the Hamsa. So Hamsa making various sounds. That is the point of today's shloka. And an automatically revolving object made of sharp razor and thunderbolts. So you can imagine something is revolving which is made up of sharp razors and thunderbolts. So he's saying that now how will you face all these difficulty, because this material world is, he's telling this kingdom is very difficult. So you are inexperienced young boys, how will you face all this? So why you want to create progeny? That's what is the 6th and 8th shloka. So I'll quickly this thing. So from 9th shloka, Shukdev Goswami starts explaining this, whatever Narad Muni has told. So first, which we told, there is a kingdom. So I'm just reading the translation of all this. So hearing these enigmatic words of Narad Muni, the Haishavas considered them with their natural intelligence without help from others. So now they are starting using their intelligence, these 10,000 sons, that what is Narad Muni trying to say? Okay. So first thing, Shukdev Goswami is saying what these 10,000 sons understood. So first one is the word bhu, the earth, refers to, so this is the sons of Daksha Prajapati, they are thinking. That word bhu refers to the field of activity, the material body, which is the result of living beings' action, is his field of activities and is given him false designation. So this earth which he meant, on which that kingdom is there, so these sons of Daksha Prajapati, they understood that this is a material body which is given to a living being based on their previous actions and their activities, and they are given some false designation. Under that designation, they falsely live in this body and they think that they are the controller. So like that. Since time immemorial, he has received various types of material bodies which are the root of the bondage of the material world. If one foolishly engages in temporary fruitive activities and does not look forward the cessation of this bondage, what is the benefit of this action? Because Narad Muni has told what is the benefit of, after explaining all this analogy, he has explained what is the use of this action, what you are doing. So after every trying to understand each word, they are saying what is the benefit of this action. So they are saying if this Atma, Jiva, continuously taking so many births, he is suffering births after birth, then what is the benefit? If a person is not thinking of coming out of this bondage, then what is the use? Okay. Then in next shloka, again they are thinking, so the only enjoyer, so there was a kingdom which is, there was a only male there, that's what Narad Muni told. So the sons of Prajapati understood the only enjoyer in this material world is Supreme Personality of Godhead, who observes everything everywhere. He is full of 6 opulences and fully independent of everyone else. He is never subject to 3 modes of material nature, for he is always transcendental to this material creation. If members of the human society do not understand him, the Supreme, through their advancement in knowledge and activity, but simply work hard like cats and dogs all day and night for temporary happiness, what is the benefit of these activities? So they understood that Narad Muni is saying that there is only one male, which means the only enjoyer is Supreme Lord. And all of us, jivas, are supposed to be the enjoyed. And that person is above the modes of material nature. He is not affected by. He is supreme. And if through our knowledge and activity, a jiva is not trying to understand the Supreme Lord, then what is the benefit of doing these activities? Then third thing is, hardly once has a person who has entered the lower. So he told there is a hole in which anybody enters, he never comes out. Narad Muni told. So what the sons of Prajapati understood? Hardly once a person who has entered into lower planetary systems called Patal Lokas has seen to return. Similarly, one enters into Vaikuntha Dham, he does not return to this material world. If there is such place from which, having gone, one does not return to this miserable condition of life, what is of use of jumping like monkeys in the temporary material world and not seeing or understanding that place? What is the profit? So they understood this whole is like going to the lower planetary systems, lower species of life. Then if you go there, there is hardly any chance, because in lower planetary systems, lower species of life, there is no opportunity given to a jiva to understand the higher purpose of life. So that means once you go there, there is hardly any chance to come out. And on the other hand, if a person goes to Vaikuntha Lokas or higher, Vaikuntha Loka, Vaikuntha Dham or Golok Vrindavan, for that person also, as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, he doesn't have to return. So basically this whole, which Narad Muni said, it represents the lower planetary system, entering into the lower species of life. Then the Haishravas understood the identity of the woman mixed with the mode of passion and unsteady intelligence of every living entity is like prostitute who changes dresses just to attract one's attention. So this is unsteady intelligence of a living being, of a jiva, is compared to the unchaste woman because it is not steady. If one fully engages in temporary fruitive activities and not understanding how is this taking place, what is the actually gain? So again they are saying that if we are not using our intelligence to get the higher purpose of life, then what is the use? Next is, so husband of the prostitute. He told that there is a prostitute and then there is a husband. So what sons understood? The one becomes if one becomes a husband of a prostitute, he loses all independence. Similarly, if a living entity has polluted intelligence, he prolongs his material life. Frustrated by material nature, he must follow the movement of the intelligence, which brings various conditions of happiness and distress. If one performs fruitive activities under such condition, what is the benefit? So basically, if our intelligence is not purified, so like a husband who is controlled by the unchaste woman, same way the living entity just keeps roaming in this material world, suffering and enjoying the cycle of unlimited cycle of birth and death. Then Narad Muni told that there are two rivers which are flowing. So what Prajapati Daksh sons are telling, material nature functions in two ways, creation and dissolution. Thus the river of the material nature flows both way. A living entity who knowingly falls in this river is submerged in its wave, and since the current is swifter near the banks of the river, he is unable to get out. What will be the benefit of performing fruitive activity in the river of Maya? So basically river is representing Maya because it's flowing both sides. One side is creation, other side is dissolution, and this how material nature keeps on this thing, and living entity helplessly just keeps roaming in this cycle of birth and death in this material, fully controlled by the three modes of material nature, and living entity has on this waves of the flow of the river is so harsh that living entity has no scope of coming out. So for example, if we fall into a river which is flowing, suppose any one of you have gone to Haridwar or somebody like that, anybody have visited Haridwar, taken bath in that Ganges? See the flow there, they will put the chains, so you have to hold that and then you take bath, Har Ki Pauri if you go. The flow is so much, apparently it may look like it is just flowing, but undercurrent is so this thing, because that's where Haridwar, where the river enters into the plain. Before that it's all mountains. So full flow is there and then you just get washed away. And many people die like that because they are not able to. So this material world, the Maya is like that, creation and dissolution. If anybody falls into this river, there is no scope. And then today's shloka, because Narad Muni also told the swan is there which is making variegated sound. So swan, so here the Vedic literatures, Shastras, vividly describe how to understand the Supreme Lord and source of all material energy, material and spiritual energy. Indeed, they elaborately explains these two energies. So these two energies means material energy and the spiritual energy, which are like the two flows of river. The swan, Hamsa, is one who discriminates between matter and spirit, who accepts the essence of everything, who explains the meaning of bondage and liberation. So these Hamsa, these swans, what are they? They are liberated souls who are able to differentiate between the matter and the spirit. They know the difference between the matter. They know by reading thoroughly the Vedic literature or scriptures, they get this knowledge, these liberated souls. And they also know, so this shloka says that they know that there is a bondage in this world, and they also know how to come out of this bondage. So our scriptures are so, so full of knowledge that it's not just, it will tell you that what is the reason of our bondage, and after they will also tell you how to come out of this bondage also. So the word of scripture consists of variegated liberation. If a police rascal leave aside the study of these Shastras to engage in temporary activities, what is the result? So what they are saying here is, they are further continuing, there are few more analogies are there. But what is being said in this shloka is, a person who is not, I'm putting in the straight words, that if a person who is not reading the Vedic scriptures, he is a foolish person. Because he is not utilizing the opportunity of understanding that why there is a bondage and how to come out of this bondage. So indirectly they are saying that if we should read our scriptures to sharpen, we have discussed the intelligence which at the moment is fully controlled by material nature. So once we get more and more knowledge through scriptures, then our intelligence becomes sharper, and with that we are able to differentiate between what? Matter and the spirit. And then with that we will be able to come out of the cycle of birth and death. So this was the context. Already 15-20 minutes have gone. So that if we see that swan, which is given the example of swan, we have read in Prabhupada books, many places Prabhupada gives the example of swan or hamsa. Anybody know what is the characteristic of swan? Okay, you tell Prabhu. It can separate milk and water. So if you give mix water and milk together, then what swan will do? It will just take up the milk from that. It will leave the water aside. So that much capability it has. So swans, at some places, the contrast of swans are crows in the Shastras, right? Bhagavatam also we see. So crows are the people who are, first of all, they look ugly. They go to dirty places. You will always see where there garbage is there, the crows will be there. But swans or hamsas are not like that. They will go to the clean place, they will go to the lakes, they will go to solitude where there is not much crowd. That's why nowadays we don't see these beautiful birds in the cities. No, there was a time we used to have sparrows and all those. Nowadays you only see crows in the cities because only garbage is there. Not just the physical garbage, our mentality has also become like garbage only. So that's the reason that we don't see. Nowadays you see not any other bird you cannot see. Only crows are seen in the cities. Very rarely you will see one sparrow and you will feel so happy. Oh, today I saw the sparrow. Earlier, when we were child, sparrows, they used to be in our houses. They used to come inside the house. They used to be there. But now where are the sparrows? You don't see. All other beautiful birds are not there. Cuckoo and all that. You have to go to some little bit place where some trees are there. Maybe there may be chance you will get some cuckoo. Otherwise, you don't get to hear the cuckoos. So nowadays, because the people's mentality is becoming garbage, the crows like garbages are already always there. So the thing is that swan stays in a beautiful lake where there are lotuses. It survives on the lotus seeds. So basically swan will never compromise on what to eat, what to not eat. It will eat only beautiful things like lotus seeds and all of that. It will survive like that. So then swans are compared to the perfected souls who know what is the matter and what is this thing. So that's how our consciousness should be, that we should know what is the matter and what is the spirit. How is the matter is becoming cause of our bondage, and we should endeavor to come out of that bondage. Otherwise, we will remain like crow only. We will not be able to become like swan. So I don't know how many of you know that there are 4 stages of sannyas. So in sannyas there are 4 stages, which is, first one is called Kutichaka, Bahudaka, and third one is Parivachakacharya, and fourth one is Paramhamsas. So Hamsas are the people who are, so Kutichaka, what is the first stage of sannyas? In that one person decides to stay out of the village, and he will just make one, hut, and he will live there. But food and all that facilities will still come from his home, but he is just coming and staying out of the house. So that is called Kutichaka. Then second stage is Bahudaka. So in Bahudaka, the sannyas, that person, now he has little bit come up, and he has come up to understand that how to live out of the family. Then that person start going out and do Madhukari. Madhukari means it's like honeybees. Honeybees, what they do? They will go to different flowers, they will take the honey and they will collect it. So like these sannyasis, they go to different houses, they beg there, and whatever they get, there are fixed number of houses. Sometimes it's 5 houses or 7 houses, like that. They go to that, whatever they get, with that only they survive. So now they are not dependent on their own home to get the food and all that. Whatever they are giving. So that is called Madhukari. They do like this. Then a person, sannyasi, further advances, then he becomes Parivajakacharya. Parivajakacharya means he will go all around the world for the spreading the mission of holy names, Sankirtan, and giving the people that knowledge of their goal of life. So he goes there and this thing. And last stage is Paramhamsa. Paramhamsa means he has finished all the missionary work also. Now he comes and stays at one place and fully meditates on the Supreme Lord and prepares to go back to Godhead. So this Hamsas is the, at least Paramhamsa stage is little difficult, maybe little difficult for all of us, but at least we should try to come at the stage of Hamsa. So that we should know in our life, in our day-to-day life, we should know that whatever is, is causing us the bondage and what is causing us the liberation. That is the point of discussion in today's this thing. So, if you really see in the purport, Prabhupada in the starting is making very, very important point. He says, Krishna consciousness movement is very eager to present Vedic literature in the modern languages, like English, German, French. So, Prabhupada, if you see, he wrote the Srimad Bhagavatam, he wrote the purports on commentaries. There are already commentaries on Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, maybe which were already there. But Prabhupada wrote in English. Anybody knows why did he choose so? He gave that reason in the purport, if anybody heard. Why did he decide to write in English? So that more and more people can understand. He making point here because the whole world is going behind Americans and Europeans, because that has become a mentality now that anything which is coming from the West, that is advanced. And if the Western devotees, because all of us know that Srila Prabhupada started first in India, he started in Jhansi, what was that? League of Devotees, right? So he started that, but it didn't work, because what is the problem with us Indians is we know everything. Many times we do preaching, so people go, yeah Prabhu, we have been doing Krishna Bhakti, we are already Radharani, we are worshipping for generations, People just emotional level, superficial level, they are just, doing, this thing. So, there are different stages in Bhakti also, that I was hearing in one lecture, I don't know if I will. So first stage is emotional devotees. Devotees who are just, emotionally, sentimentally they come to temple because they are getting rid of their material problems. So they think, okay, at least temple is one place where this thing, will be, we'll get some relief. Second stage is professional stage. So they become little, no philosophy, and after some years, we start reading Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, we know now philosophy. So what our goal becomes is, okay, let me show to the whole world that how much I know. Okay, you all are neophyte. In Iskcon we use the word neophyte very frequently. Anybody who is coming, you are neophyte, I'll tell you what exactly is written in the, you don't know. Even if they know, we'll think, you are neophyte. You have just come 6 months back, 1 year back. I am there for 5 years, I know everything. So that stage is like professional stage. Then third stage is motivational stage, where we are little better. We have understood that, okay, this thing, but still we have not reached the pure, we are not doing devotional service with this thing, with the pure intention. What is the goal of devotional services? To please Krishna, to please a spiritual master. So at motivational stage, okay, we are still able to motivate others with our, bhakti and all that, but from internally, still I am looking for puja, la, pratishtha. And last stage is, devotional stage, real, where each and every activity of my devotional activity is for the pleasure of Krishna, for the pleasure of my spiritual master. I don't care for whatever is I am undergoing through the difficulty or, whatever, my just goal. So that pure devotional service stage is what we have to target. And that stage is, we can compare to some extent to the Hamsa stage. So the Prabhupada is saying here in this purport is that, this, because the people are blindly following the Western word, I am giving this, we are Krishna consciousness movement is very eager to present Vedic knowledge in modern languages. So he's saying English, French, German. Why? He's clearly saying the motive because the people are blindly just following the Western culture. I am writing this book so that, maybe once it will go there and when people will come back, then they will, that's what is happening in India now, right? Prabhupada started there, nobody valued, then Prabhupada went to the Western world, and when now it comes back, then everybody, all of us, oh, see, you go to Mayapur, all the foreigners are doing, so we should also do. We are from India, like that. So that's the, this thing. So because this material things, and Prabhupada is specifically talking about the hippies and all that and drug addicts. So if you know the context that when Prabhupada went in 1960s to, America, at that point of time, Western world was in a turmoil stage because, like America has gone with the war with Vietnam, and youngsters were forcefully sent into army, and so they one side they are materially very opulent,
But on the other side, government is forcing them, you go to fight and march. A lot of people were getting, killed there, but, so like that, the people youth specifically were very frustrated. And they became like that, okay, we have to go against whatever is social norm and, cultural norms. We will go against that. So whatever is doing normal, they will not follow the normal culture, normal norms. They will go against it. And that's what this hippie culture was coming. And that started from US and it went to Europe also. Luckily, social media was not there, otherwise it would have come to India also. If it happens anything now, this hippie movement, all the Indians will become hippies. No doubt about it, because we don't, whatever, blindly, America is saying that's all, that is right. Right? But Prabhupada knew that ultimately, America and Europe, they are trying to find temporary solutions to the permanent problems. Prabhupada say in all his books, Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. So, that are the real problems of life. You have to come up, but what a temporary solution? Little bit comfort you get. You may put one AC to get out of your, discomfort of summers. We all had Bangalore, scorching summers this time, right? So what we all were thinking, okay, we should have AC in our house because we want to come out of, but temporary solution, it's not going to give some solution. What if tomorrow electricity is not there, the AC will not work, again we'll have to work. So it is like, we keep on finding temporary solutions to the, permanent problems require permanent solutions. So that's where the spirituality comes into picture. So we already know this Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the shloka is there, 3.21. Yat yat acharati sheshta tat tat evetaro jana. Means whatever the great people do, the general common public will follow. So they take that as an example, whatever the great people are doing. So like that, America became the example of this. And that's where, see, the vision of our acharyas, that Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur in 1922, which is like almost 102 years back, what he told to Srila Prabhupada is that you go to the Western world, English-speaking people, you preach this, give this knowledge. So because we all know that Prabhupada said that no, we should get independence and all that, like that, right? He put forth the logic. But then Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, these all are things are temporary. So we can see after 100 years also, the problems of life have not changed. They are still same. Still people are suffering. Still, there is old age. Still people have diseases. With the more and more comforts are coming, more and more problems, comfort-related problems are coming. Diabetes, high blood pressure, this thing, all because we have started living very, comfort life. So Srila Prabhupada used to say that, like Narad Muni, he has been, cursed. So at many places Prabhupada has told this, that, I think I am also being cursed by the parents of my disciples, that I cannot stay at one place. Because Prabhupada, he keep roaming. He will not stay. He will stay at one place, then he will get a phone from other place or call or letter that this problem is there. Then he will go to some other place. And then he used to do, okay, I think I am cursed by the parents of my disciples that, I cannot stay at one place. So, that's how this thing, like Narad Muni has been, Narad Muni was cursed by Daksha Prajapati. So the real problems of life, only our scriptures can tell us what is the real problems of life. Real problems of life needs real solution. Temporary problems can give only temporary. We should know that the temporary solution, this solution, whatever we are getting, trying to get this solution, this is only temporary. It is not going to give permanent. So many times people say to Iskcon devotees that you are not doing any what valuable things you are doing. You should do some social work and all those kind of things. So I was hearing one of the Bhakti Charu Maharaj's lecture. So in that lecture, Bhakti Charu Maharaj was quoting this instance that one of the reporter asked her that, what good you are doing to society. You are simply, your followers are dancing and they are not doing anything. Then Maharaj says that, I asked that lady that when you have to, you go to a doctor and do you ask doctor to stitch your shirt? So she said no. So who is going to stitch your shirt? That tailor will do. So it is not the job of doctor to stitch your shirt. Job of the doctor is to cure your physical problem, which is there in the your body. So he says that Maharaj says that same way that Iskcon is doing to curing the problems of our the miseries which a soul is going through. So that solution to the spiritual problems, in the sense giving the spiritual solution to the material problem. So we are not here to do for that there are anyway lot of other organizations who are doing. But at the end, Maharaj said, but by the way, we are doing a lot of social work also that we are giving food for life, and there are many other programs like that which we run. Like that. So we should understand that, this organization, whatever best this organization is doing, that any organization cannot do, because there are a lot of organization which are NGOs are there who are doing the work for the people, of the welfare of the people. But are the material problems going off after that? They are not going. But you see that kind of welfare this spiritual organization like Iskcon is doing is that it is bringing people out of their anxieties, out of their stress in today's world when there is so much stress. Because people have understood the real goal of life is not this. Whatever, so otherwise, if we step out of our spiritual organization outside, in our working place, we talk to other different people. What do they tell? They will say, oh, I have to earn more because my home loan is now there, my car loan is there. There was one report that, Indians living on debt has increased some 140% or something like that. Everybody is taking nowadays loan for personal loan, car loan, this loan, that loan, and then they will be in the anxiety because, oh, IT is in recession, now I'll lose my job. So we go beyond our limits and then we say that, okay, I'm in stress. I'm in stress because I'm not understanding that what is my real purpose of this life. So this purpose of life, which it is, which we can understand through our Vedic scriptures only. So Vedic scriptures are, what is the time? Vedic scriptures are called Granth. So Granth means, in Sanskrit it's Granth. Granth means which open the Granthis of the heart. Granthi means knot. So in Hindi we say Gaant, right? So some knot is there in the heart. This is the knots of what? These are the knots of anarthas. So these anarthas which are there in our heart, because of these anarthas we are there in this material world. Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Mad, Matsarya. For that reason we are there. We all know that we are made up of gross body, then we have a subtle body, Man, Buddhi, Ahankar. And this Man, Buddhi, Ahankar, it goes with us from one, along with the soul, it goes from one body to another body. And this, unless and until we are working on Man, Buddhi, Ahankar, purification of Mana, Buddhi, Ahankar, the chances of us going back to Golok Vrindavan is very, very minimal. We will not be able to. So we have to, in this, by reading Bhagavad Gita, by reading Srimad Bhagavatam, we have to endeavor to purify our heart. These anarthas, we have to do this thing. This externally, what happens is, for all of us, this problem is there, that once I put with nice kurta, nice dhoti, and Matajis will wear nice sari, put some nice tilak, and when we go outside, everybody says, Prabhu, you are looking very nice. So we start thinking, oh, I am a great Vaishnava. Like that. Yes, this external things matters because it creates some kind of, it helps us to be in the consciousness. But ultimate thing is what? Ultimate thing is to purify our consciousness. Mana, Buddhi, Ahankar, that subtle elements have to be purified. Ahankar means we understand, we are trying to identify myself with this body. So if I am continuously, even after coming in devotional service, I am acting in such a way that I am totally acting as a platform of this body. For example, if we do some seva, in this temple has given us some seva, and when we do some seva, what becomes the goal most of the time? That I should do this seva perfectly, and then everybody should come, including temple president should come and say, wow, Premadatta, you have done a wonderful job. And then I will feel, yes, no Prabhu, it's all Guru Krishna mercy. But externally, I am enjoying it. Because, temple president is coming and saying us that, So that's how is our condition. We have still not understood the essence of our, what is the goal behind this. I always say this, in my initial days of Krishna consciousness, I heard this Radhanath Maharaj one lecture, and I often say, this quote is everywhere actually. Once Radhanath Maharaj in one of the lecture, he told this, that, we should know when we are sitting in a train, we are going for where we are going. Our goal is not to sit in a train and enjoy. Our goal is that where we are going. So Maharaj says, suppose in one of the station train stops, you see one vendor is frying hot all samosas. Nice smell is coming into your nose. And you get attracted to that samosa. You get down, you start eating samosa. And you are so much engrossed in samosa that you have forgotten the train is gone. Train has left the station. So Maharaj says we should not be like that. We should know that whatever activity, spiritual activities I am doing, any seva, I am doing preaching, I am doing, temple services, deity worship, I am doing kirtan, I am doing temple cleaning, I am doing cooking, anything what I am doing, what is the goal behind that seva? The goal behind that seva is to please Krishna, to please Guru, to please Vaishnava. That is the purification of subtle body we are talking about here, man, buddhi, ahankar. So that is our, unless that enters, if you read Srimad Bhagavatam 2nd canto and 3rd canto, it tells about these different layers which we have to cross through when we enter, we are going to Golok Vrindavan. And then mana, buddhi, ahankar, that is the densest layer, it is the thickest layer which we have to. So what does it is trying to say is that, mana, buddhi, ahankar, externally it's okay, we will become devotees, but internally if there are not changes, are not coming in ourselves, then we need some introspection. Better we be always under a devotee, guidance of a senior devotee, we keep taking guidance, and whenever anybody is scolding or guiding, speaking harsh words, I was, yesterday only I was hearing one lecture, in that it said that senior devotees or a spiritual master or maybe senior devotees under whose guidance we are, they are like Kumhar, what do we call in English? Potter. So potter, what is potter's job? Potter, when it is rotating, from inside it will hold with one hand, and outside it will hit like this to give the shape. Inside it's softly handling, from outside it is beating and then ultimately what happens is a pot comes out. So sometimes what happens is we hear, sometime doing some seva, somebody will come, some senior devotee will come and shout at us, and then what do we think? Oh, see these people, they are all acting like devotees. They are, nothing, no, Iskcon is full of these pretenders. They don't know this thing. We start thinking like that, because they are, but if we think consciously that what that person is working on my correction, because this is the anartha I have. And if I just, learn to tolerate that and try to understand that what is that person who is senior devotee, who is my guide, who is telling me to, so then if we are able to take the essence of that, then we'll become the Hamsa which it is talking about here. So we should know that this thing, that everything Krishna is sending, through devotees Krishna is sending me the message for my own purification. Then only it will be, then only I will be, purified. Otherwise I will remain. Even if I keep coming for thousands of years in Krishna consciousness, Iskcon temples, nothing will, no change will come in us. And I always say that as soon as you keep growing, number of years increase in bhakti, then your chances of purification actually reduces. Because after some time, familiarity breeds contempt. I know all scriptures, I know all knowledge. Now nobody should come and tell me that you are doing wrong. I know bhakti properly, I don't need anybody's guidance. I know properly. So that becomes, so I just say to people who are coming, who are in the initial stages of their bhakti, I tell them that, you are going through the golden age of your bhakti. Because that time what happens is, that time we don't have the, impression about others. He is like that, we think, oh, I don't know anything. See that Prabhu, he came so many years, he is telling me I should learn. Or that Mataji is saying something. After a few years, I know everything. Now these people I am bringing them, I am doing preaching to them. What do they know? I have to teach them. So I don't need any correction. Only they need correction. Then what happens is our bhakti becomes stagnant. It will stop. So we all are very fortunate that, we have the scriptures which are, given in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, to keep telling us about the various devotees who have done, how they lived their life, We know that shloka, right? That Srimad Bhagavatam, 1st canto, 3rd, chapter 43, that Krishna swadham upagate dharma jnana dibhi saha kalau nashta drisham esha punarko adhunudita. What happened? Krishna swadham upagate. When Krishna went to his dham, then dharma jnana dibhi saha. Dharma and jnana, they also along with Krishna, they went. Then what will kalau nashta drisham nasham? So now for Kali Yuga, people whose vision is full of darkness, for them what is the hope? Because in first chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, the sages, the Naimisharanya sages, asked this question. This is the last 6th question, where they asked that where the dharma took shelter after Krishna went off. So this is one of the 6 questions. So in 3rd chapter, Sud Goswami answers this, is that after Krishna went to Swadham, then what happens is, to guide these people of Kali Yuga, then this Purana, which is Srimad Bhagavatam, the son of this Purana, Arko means son, has arisen. So now this Srimad Bhagavatam scripture has come, which is going to give knowledge to these people of Kali Yuga. With that, they will be able to uplift them and they can go back. So that means Bhagavatam and Sri Krishna, Lord Krishna, are non-different. We also know in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, introduction, Prabhupada is at the end, he has given few shlokas of Gita Mahatamya, right? Which is, written by Adi Shankaracharya. In that there is a shloka, Mal Nirmochanam Pumsam, Jala Snanam Dine Dine, Sakrat Gita Amritam Snanam, Samsar Mal Nashanam. One may cleanse himself daily by taking a bath in water, but if one takes a bath even once in the sacred Ganges water of Bhagavad Gita, for him the dirt of material life is altogether vanquished. So, we should not, think that, without reading scriptures. Sometimes what happens is that we, because we have given commitment to our spiritual master, I'll chant 16 rounds every day. That somehow I will chant because that is a commitment. But I have not given any commitment that I will read scriptures. Actually, when Caitanya Mahaprabhu went to meet Ishwar Puri in Gaya, at that point of time, Ishwar Puri gave direction to Caitanya Mahaprabhu that every day you should read Srimad Bhagavatam. With that, the holy name in your heart will be, arise. With that, the name, holy name, it will become so strong. So even to Caitanya Mahaprabhu, this Supreme Lord himself, this instruction was given. But we think that, okay, my spiritual master has not told me to read scripture, so I will chant every day, that somehow I will chant. But reading, hearing, that commitment I have not done, so I will not do. But see the importance of these scriptures. That's what this shloka is saying, that we should understand that these scriptures have been given to us to come out of the cycle of this bondage where we are this thing. So, another thing is that when we all have done some studies, right? We must have done BA, BCom, BE, BTech, whatever, MBBS. We may be different fields. We all have graduated. But have we graduated without reading the books? No, we all have read certain books to pass this thing. And here what we are talking about, we are talking about the ultimate goal, which is going back to goal of Vrindavan. For that, do you think without reading scriptures we can go? We will not be able to go. So these scriptures are very important for us. Every day we should, that we say, Nityam Bhagavata Sevya. We say, every day we should read Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita and our, books. In Caitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, 28th chapter, 122, their shloka is there. Maya Mugdha Jivera Nahi Swataha Krishna Gyan. Maya Mugdha Jivera. So Jiva, who is Maya Mugdha, who is under the control of this Maya, Nahi Swata Krishna Gyan. On its own, it cannot get Krishna Gyan, which is the knowledge about the Supreme Lord. Jivera Kripa Kaila Krishna Veda Purans. So by giving the mercy to the living entities, what Krishna has done? Krishna has given Veda and Puranas. These scriptures has been given to us so that we can understand, we can get the Krishna Prem, Krishna Gyan. So Ved Vyas himself came. Krishna came himself as Ved Vyas. He is the literary incarnation of Lord Krishna. He has created all these Vedas, Puranas and Upanishads with that so that we all can get this knowledge and we can purify ourselves. So we should be very, very enthusiastic in, reading scriptures every day. There is again a quote from Caitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, 2nd chapter, 117 shloka. Siddhant Baliya Chitte Nakara Alas, Iha he ite Krishna lage Sudrina Manas. A sincere student should not neglect the discussion of such conclusion, considering them controversial. For such discussion strengthens the mind. Thus one minds become attached to Sri Krishna. When we read scriptures, when we discuss the scriptures with other devotees, then what happens is that our faith in Supreme Lord Sri Krishna becomes strong. Otherwise, we think if we are lazy to read, then what happens is, then it is very, very difficult for us to, So, actual association is what? When we are meeting devotees, we should discuss about Lord Krishna. We should discuss about what we read, what we heard. Generally, we don't do. Even I have a very bad habit of not doing this. That, whenever we meet, we should discuss. We always discuss how are you, what you're doing, how are children, how are parents, this thing, that thing. That's all. We should do that because that's a courtesy. But after that, we should come and discuss something about what we read, what we hear. What happens is most of the time, what we have read and what we have heard, if somebody asks, Prabhu, what did you read? Then we start looking. What did we read today? Because we have not read consciously. We have just, okay, today I have to read. Okay, half an hour, my reading time. Cut. I'm talking about myself, don't mistake me. Maybe many of you must be doing consciously, scrutinizingly. But, at least what is my duty? Okay, today I have to read 10 pages. That is my daily quota. So I'll read this, okay. I've done. I will write in my sadhana sheet, okay, I've done half an hour, 1 hour, I'll get whatever, 5 marks for reading, and that's all. Now my score is 100% because I did chanting in the morning, reading Bhagavatam, hearing, my score for today is 100. I did DD worship also. But then after certain, it's good in starting, because when at that point of time we have to somehow train our mind. Somehow we have to engage our mind, because mind doesn't want. Few days we don't do. See, Bhagavatam is specifically reading, I am sure, either Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Caitanya, Charitamrita, whatever these scriptures, when we read, then many times we have seen, you just don't read for 4 or 5 days. That's all. After that, your mind will say, ठीक है चलता है, YouTube पे और Instagram पे कुछ reels देख लेंगे, उसमें छोटे छोटे quotes आते हैं ना, तो that is enough. I have read the scriptures. That's what our mind will start saying to us. So, and anyway, I scroll through the status of all the devotees. Half of them is either Prabhupada quote or some other quote. So anyway, I'm reading. So my reading is done. Half an hour on Instagram and whatever, YouTube or whatever, WhatsApp status, my reading is done. Because I have read so many quotes, no? Everybody is putting some Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj quotes. So my reading is done for the day. That is our sadhana nowadays. We have lost the patience of sitting and reading Bhagavatam. Our goal is, okay, how many statuses I have seen on WhatsApp? Now that much hours of whatever, 1 hour I saw the status, my sadhana is done for the day, right? That's what is our, slowly our status is becoming. But that's not actually, really our this thing. We should dedicatedly, sit and, read scriptures. Because if you see, we all know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when, he used to meet Gadadhar Pandit in, many of you must have visited Tota Gopinath temple in Jagannath Puri, right? So that is a temple where after taking Kshetra Sannyas, Gadadhar Pandit used to stay. And Gadadhar Pandit is none other than Srimati Radharani, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna. So they will meet every day. And there are, if you have seen those paintings which are there in, I don't know if it is still there, earlier it was there, that in the paintings, so there would be the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Gadadhar Pandit, they both are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, and both of them are crying. They used to, actually Chaitanya Charitamrita say, they used to discuss Dhruv Maharaj and Prahlad Maharaj Leelas every day. And they will cry and cry and cry, so much they will cry that whole Bhagavatam will be washed off, because Bhagavatam will be written on the leaves, no, earlier. So much this thing. So how did this Gadadhar Pandit had got that this thing? Gadadhar Pandit used to stay in Navadvip Dham, nearby to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this thing. So once there were, what is the name of that? I forgot the name of one. Okay, so Ishwar Puri had come there to Navadvip Dham, and in the house of, I don't know, some Acharya, Govinda Acharya, I forgot the name. One Acharya's house, Ishwar Puri, the Gadadhar Pandit used to go every day and sit with Ishwar Puri. And Ishwar Puri will read Srimad Bhagavatam every day there. And that's there the Gadadhar Pandit got the taste of Srimad Bhagavatam. And when he used to, slowly he got the taste, after some time Ishwar Puri went off. So Gadadhar Pandit used to read Srimad Bhagavatam every day. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that time he was a very naughty boy. So he will come and disturb Gadadhar Pandit there, that okay, he will read, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will come, and then he will disturb. He was Nimai that time, so he was running a school, he will trouble everybody. So that time the Gadadhar Pandit used to say that okay, I think I am not going to stay with you anymore. If you trouble me like this, I will go and leave Navadvip Dham. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will jokingly say, okay, try, if you want to go, you go. And then Gadadhar Pandit will pretend as if he is going. But then he used to think in his mind that this boy is not, boy in the sense they were of same age, I think Gadadhar Pandit was 1 year younger. So he says that this boy is not allowing me to read Srimad Bhagavatam. But at the same time, when this boy is not there, I am not able to focus on Srimad Bhagavatam. So better I stay here only. And he will stay there. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to, jokingly say at that time that one day will come when all this whatever you are reading in Srimad Bhagavatam, that exemplary behavior I will show by my own personal example. And then Gadadhar Pandit will laugh, he will say, okay, we'll see what happens one day you are talking about. Then he will, and like that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will say, and Gadadhar Pandit will not take it seriously. So then what happened is, Gadadhar Pandit, once he went, there was another friend of Gadadhar Pandit and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was Mukund. So Mukund, one day, Mukunda took Gadadhar Pandit to one devotee, which is Vidya, what is that? Pundrik Vidyanidhi. Pundrik Vidyanidhi house he took, Gadadhar Pandit. And when Gadadhar Pandit entered there, Pundrik Vidyanidhi used to live very opulent life, in the sense where he was like a jamidar. So he nice opulent beds, mattresses, and pillows, and he himself was wearing very opulent dress. So Gadadhar Pandit thought that why this Mukunda has got me here into this person's house. He doesn't look like a devotee. So from the inside he felt why I have come here. So then Mukunda understood that what Gadadhar Pandit is thinking. So immediately what he did is that he started quoting the shlokas from Srimad Bhagavatam. As soon as Pundrik Vidyanidhi heard the shlokas from Srimad Bhagavatam, he became ecstatic. He started crying, he started rolling on the floor, and at last he fainted. And that time Gadadhar Pandit understood that, Pundrik Vidyanidhi is not an ordinary person. He has so much faith in Srimad Bhagavatam, and he is getting into ecstasy just hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam. And then he felt guilty, and he immediately thought that I will take initiation from Pundrik Vidyanidhi. And he took basically Diksha from Pundrik Vidyanidhi. And from there, we know the story that when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas, Gadadhar Pandit also took Kshetra sannyas, and he went to Jagannath Puri. And there, whenever Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is there, every day Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to come, and both Gadadhar Pandit and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they used to read Srimad Bhagavatam every day. So this is the, we are like, a parampara where the Srimad Bhagavatam has been glorified so much. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by his own personal example, he is showing to the whole world that we have to read Srimad Bhagavatam every day, because he is reading along with Gadadhar Pandit, right? So he is reading Srimad Bhagavatam, so we also should follow, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told us to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we are chanting. But he is also showing by his own example that I am reading Bhagavatam. So we all also have to read Srimad Bhagavatam every day. So this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, another quote is there which I will like to recite. Shastra yukte shuni puna drida shraddha yanara uttamadhikari sei taraya samsara. Shastra yukta shuni puna means again and again a person who has heard Shastras, what happens to him? Drid shraddha yanara. He develops the drid shraddha, strong faith. Uttama adhikara sei tare samsar. That person becomes Uttama adhikari, and he becomes eligible to deliver this thing, samsara, all the people of this material world. So basically, most of us, we somehow want to preach and spread the holy name with our own capacity. We all are trying to preach in some way or other. So if we want to come to that level where we are able to affect, because purity is the force, right? So purity is going to come when we are going to read Srimad Bhagavatam every day. So when we will read Srimad Bhagavatam, then we will be able to, purify ourselves, and our words will have value. So Srila Rupa Goswami in Updekshamrita, third shloka purport, he says, basically third shloka he says that to make rapid advancement in the cult of devotional service, one should be very active and should persevere in executing duties specified in revealed scriptures and confirmed by the spiritual master. Accepting the path of liberated soul and association of pure devotees enriches such activities. So basically, if we are following for us, what is the triangle we talk about? Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. So we pure devotees, Sadhus, Guru and Shastra. So we have Shastras, these are our three guiding force. So it is like a tripod stool, right? So if you remove one thing, stool will fall. So same way, if we are not following, so instructions given in scriptures, confirmed by Sadhu and Shastra, that instruction becomes the guiding force for our spiritual life. We should not be on our own whims and fancies. Any scripture we'll read and whatever. So that also is one point which is often comes when we are preaching. A lot of devotees, they come and they say, I am reading some devotional bhakti, scripture I am reading. First and foremost is we should read whatever is given in our parampara. And on that, first and foremost is Prabhupada books only. So we should, then we start what people, Prabhu, can we read Shat Sanjeev Goswami, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentaries can we read? People ask that question. So this is my personal opinion, and I don't know, maybe correct me if I'm wrong. So we should read Prabhupada books at least a couple of number of times. Amoglila Prabhu, in one of the lecture, he tells this, he's glorifying His Holiness Jayapatak Maharaj. He says that once he was walking along with in one of the, Navdeep Dham Parikrama. So Amoglila Prabhu asked Guru Maharaj that how many times you have read this thing. So Guru Maharaj didn't say in very, he didn't answer. So he said, you must have crossed 100 times, something like that. And Guru Maharaj told, yeah, long back. So that means like they have read so many times scriptures. Even in now this condition, His Holiness Jayapatak Maharaj, every day the Srimad Bhagavatam is read to him. I was hearing one lecture, maybe I don't know, with this way I will enter, and that, Radhanath Swami Maharaj, in his initial days when he was a pujari, he was in New Vrindavan Dham, he has the seva of, taking care of deities. So, and he was the only pujari, doing offering all the time, Aarti also all the time. He was the only one who was doing all this. So he used to become really tired. He was very tired. So what he will do is, and he has no time to read. So what he will do is, when the offering is going on to the Lord, that time you have 10-15 minutes. So what Maharaj will do, he will take the book in that time, and then time he will read 15 minutes. Again, that in between whenever you get time, he will read the Srimad Bhagavatam. Devotees tell that sometime Radhanath Maharaj walk and read, because he used to be so tired in the seva that he has no ability. But what he used to do, because he has to read Srila Prabhupada, he has that conviction. So what he used to do is that, he will walk in this thing. And they say sometimes he used to jump and read, because, how to keep yourself, this thing, awake to read. Any one of us have tried jumping and reading? Only Maharaj can do. So, like that, they have so much of conviction in Srila Prabhupada books. Bhakti Tirth Swami Maharaj, I was hearing one lecture, that Bhakti Tirth Swami Maharaj, he used to go on Sankirtan bus for whole day and preaching. Literally there is no time. So what Maharaj used to do is, he will take rest for 4-5 hours, and then whenever all the devotees are sleeping, he will take his torch. And because he doesn't want to disturb all devotees, and that time he will read, books. Bhakti Charu Maharaj, in one of the Krishna Kishore Prabhu's lecture, he has personally served His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj. So he has said that Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj, when he will read the scriptures, at that time, you create any hangama, Maharaj is not affected. He is so much engrossed in reading Prabhupada books that he will not be, affected by this. And that Prabhu says that sometime to, he is servant. So he has to tell Maharaj, this is class time. So then they will drop something big, some key or something. So that Maharaj, because they were scared, because Maharaj is so much engrossed, so they don't want to disturb Maharaj. So then what will happen is, then they will go close to Maharaj and drop something as if, and they will pretend as if by mistake it as it, and then Maharaj will be this thing, and then he will look his book, and then he will, okay, I have a class time. Then he will get up and he will go. So much this thing. Prabhupada, I think, I thought I will read that, but somehow now its time is not there. I request everybody to read first canto, 3rd chapter, 44 shloka purport. Srila Prabhupada has told in that, this thing, 4 times he has told this, that Krishna is personally present in the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam. So, please read this shloka purport today. Directly or indirectly, 4 times Prabhupada has written in that purport that Krishna is personally present in the Srimad Bhagavatam. What kind of conviction? That's why we see that when Srila Prabhupada went, somebody asked, you have gone America, then Prabhupada said, no, Srimad Bhagavatam has gone to America. I have gone along with the Srimad Bhagavatam. So much conviction, Srila Prabhupada has. Prabhupada has, I had some data. So somebody has recorded, whatever the dictaphone recording of Srila Prabhupada, certain number of hours, he has spent on dictaphone. We all know that when Srila Prabhupada was towards his last time of his Leela on this material world, he has stopped doing all other work. Means management, he told GBC will manage, letters will come. You have those videos, right? Where Prabhupada is, is hardly some drop of water and milk or juice, something they used to give. And Srila Prabhupada on many days like that he survived. But even 2-3 days before he leaving his body, he was speaking on dictaphone the commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam. That's the conviction Srila Prabhupada has. Srila Prabhupada used to get every day 12 in night and write the reports when whole the world is sleeping, of this. Read his own books, and then when somebody asks, and he has dictated these books to me. So it is not, he has, at one place he told that all my spiritual realization I have, embedded, or like I have put it into my books. So that it is very important that all of us sincerely, if we are serious about our own spiritual growth, we don't want to stay, remain, I'll finish up, Prabhu. So in the, we all know that, when we go in any ocean, there is a top, this thing. So there will be some fishes or something, they will be floating on the top. And then there will be certain animals which are in the deep. So when sometimes these oil tankers and all that, they will leak. So what will happen? Whole layer of the top get covered with the oil. And you must have seen these videos, where there's ducks and birds and all that, they all are trying to float and they are not floating and they will die. But the animals which are there in the deep in the sea, they don't get affected. So similarly, when we are on the path of bhakti, if we want to really go deep into this thing, then we should have a strong faith in the Srila Prabhupada books. We should read every day Srila Prabhupada books, specifically Srimad Bhagavatam, Caitanya Charitamrita, Bhagavad Gita. You can go on other books. Sometimes some devotees ask us that, can we read that Prabhu's book, this Prabhu's book? This is Iskcon book only, no? So we can read this. Yes, you can read, but our main thing should be the Srila Prabhupada books. In one of the lecture I heard that, Radhanath Maharaj in one, he asked some devotee that, he was reading some other devotees' books. I think Radhanath Maharaj or some other Maharaj. Sorry, I'm not sure. I think it was Radhanath Maharaj. So he was reading some other devotee's book, which was a Iskcon devotee book. So Maharaj asked him, what you are reading? So he told so-and-so book. So the devotee thought, okay, Maharaj will be happy. Maharaj simply ignored it. He simply ignored. He didn't bother. Then second time happened again. Then again Maharaj asked, what are you reading? He said so-and-so book. Maharaj didn't even bother to, ask what you are. But like he just went off. And once the same devotee was reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Prabhupada book. So Maharaj, okay, which book you are reading? He told Bhagavatam. Which canto? Okay, which pastime is going on? Okay, very good, continue. So all these, all the followers, disciples of Srila Prabhupada, they are giving us the example that, for us the priority should be reading Srila Prabhupada books and hearing Srila Prabhupada lectures. Nowadays, sorry to say, new devotees who are coming in Krishna consciousness, they don't hear Prabhupada lectures. What they want to hear, all the nice masala lecture. I'm not by using the word, I'm not denying, I'm not undermining that. But Srila Prabhupada has n number of lectures on Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Caitanya Charitamrita, morning walk. Luckily, when we were new in Krishna consciousness, our senior devotees told us very strict. Of course, that time it was not so much, YouTube was not so popular and all that. So we had, I was being categorically instructed by my spiritual guide that you download all this from Iskcon Desire Tree, all Srila Prabhupada lectures. And he told me, you are not listening anything else unless you finish off these Prabhupada lectures. And I finished all Prabhupada, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Caitanya Charitamrita and morning walks. You should hear morning walks of Srila Prabhupada. You will come to know so many essence of bhakti. Many stupid questions disciples are asking and Prabhupada is answering those questions. And we get answers to so many things by hearing those morning walk, this thing. So our priority should be to hear Prabhupada lecture, then our spiritual master lectures. Then we can go anywhere and we can hear. So what happens is today is we think, okay, anyway I have half an hour, 1 hour to hear. So let me hear anything which is available on YouTube. And there are many speakers which are great. See, those people have also come to that level only by hearing Prabhupada lecture. It's not that they have come up. And if you hear them properly, they will tell you should hear Prabhupada lectures. So we should hear Prabhupada lectures every day. I remember this, what is that Prabhu, who is Srila Prabhupada disciple and Sheshadripuram he used to stay, Shyam Sundar Prabhu. Shyam Sundar Prabhu, he came to our temple once. He had 2-3, whatever this voice, whatever you call that, speakers kind of thing. And he goes to bathroom, for example, brushing, he will switch on there, he will hear that. He told in one of the class. And then he tells, I go to my room, then I will switch off that one, switch on. I don't want to take pain of taking this to here. There he will go, he will switch on another lecture, he will hear that Prabhupada. He says, like that I hear all the time Prabhupada's lecture. So it's so important that for us to make progress in bhakti, we should hear Srila Prabhupada lectures, we should hear the scriptures. And this shloka for today, it is telling us that if we want to come out of the cycle of birth and death, bondage and liberation, then the scriptures are the only hope for us. So let's utilize this opportunity which we get every day to associate with Srila Prabhupada through his books, to associate with Krishna through his books and through the Prabhupada lecture. So let's not undermine this activity. This is a very important activity for our spiritual growth. Let's commit ourselves that every day we will read script Prabhupada books and we will hear Prabhupada's lecture. With that I will end. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari. Sure, no problem. I am happy.
Hare Krishna, Shri Shri Gandharvika Giridhari Sriman Mahaprabhu ki. Sorry, we don't have time.
And I should be sorry that I took the class too long. It's 10:05.
For questions, Prabhu
See,
was...
somehow that clock got hidden in the TV. I have excuse.
Thanks for that, Prabhuji. Thanks for whoever turned the TV that side. So Prabhu couldn't see the clock and we continuously had wonderful lecture. Prabhu was in no mood to stop. Okay. Thank you very much, Prabhu, for giving us such a wonderful class. Many important aspects. Krishna and Srimad Bhagavatam are non-different. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself was instructed to read Srimad Bhagavatam. And definitely, sadhana should not become like our social media shorts. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Very, very key, wonderful pastimes of Gadadhar Pandit and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Examples on how we should develop faith. And last but not the least, everybody will introspect today about hearing Prabhupada lecture and reading Srimad Bhagavatam. Thank you very much.
Before I see, so whatever I have spoken, I seek the blessings of all of you that I should also follow that whatever I have spoken. It should not be just words which are coming out, should go deep on my... I should also follow hearing Prabhupada lectures every day, reading Prabhupada books.
We all know you're being humble, Prabhu. So for Prabhu's sake, for him and his family, can we all chant loudly